Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of T3PO Live. I'm your host, Vash Sky, today, and with me, joining me today, is some amazing people. Oh, I cannot wait to get these people on right here and talk about some of today's stories. Might be a little bit more free-flowing today. I haven't necessarily segmented this show out in the traditional manner, but I think it'll actually do the show a little bit better than usual because we have a bunch of like smaller stories, but I think they're really kind of big in scope. So hopefully you all enjoy our programming today. Let's go ahead and get our panel on. It is the one, the only, the LW Ghost, and Erika, straight from Germany. Erika from Erika and Ref. It is fall, I do believe. If I've seen that correctly.
What an autumnal aspect.
Wow.
What does it say? Pumpkin? Oh, pumpkin spice on your shirt, huh? Well, that's a good way of saying, yeah, I spilled it. So what? Yeah, my shirt smells like my pumpkin spice. So what?
So what indeed. Man, this is really interesting stuff here. I'm just trying to assemble some footage in the background and getting everything together. Boy, it's been an interesting day, especially in the land of theme parks, but really in the land of entertainment. As the Pro Show beautifully pointed out right there.
Well, those two multiverses overlap, don't they?
Right you are, Lou. Right you are. That's for sure. Let's see here. Let me see if I can go ahead and share my screen real fast. Apparently, Magic Keys back on sale. Now, this I find very interesting. Now, it's only the Imagineering and Enchant keys. It's not all of them. But that makes up a particularly big demographic of Magic Keys as a whole.
So do you get a full year, or do you just get the rest of the year for a reduced price? I mean,
you get a full year. You get a full year.
Okay. All right.
So if you buy on August 26th when they go on sale, you're good for August 26th, 2026. But
when they might not be on sale to renew, who knows?
Well, okay. So this is very interesting how it works, Lou, because you can always renew but you can't necessarily buy. So let's say, Lou, I'm going to go ahead and
So it's like the
forego.
Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never leave.
Exactly right. So I'm gonna forego my pass for a period of time, right? But you might not be able to get back in, so you might want to go ahead and retain it, and that's kind of the FOMO aspect of this whole thing. This is why they keep going
reduced
off.
price, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Lou. Usually they stop selling magic keys in preparation for the holidays because, that's when demand is going to be the highest, or at least that's what the thought process is there.
Well, if nothing else, for people buying them for other people as gifts, sure.
Well, that's an interesting idea too. I don't know how much of that actually goes on, but sure. At least tickets anyway. So they stopped selling before the fall or winter season or the holiday season.
So basically, the day after the Halloween stuff dies, before the Christmas stuff starts.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because
Somewhere
the idea is
around there,
okay, we're going to charge full freight if you want to get in, and if you don't actually have a magic key, we're not going to let you buy a magic key right before and get 15 days worth of visits and pay it off. We're going to go ahead and stop sales. The fact that they're starting sales right before the holiday season, I've not seen this before. Not since, I would say, probably the start of the Magic Key system, which was, I believe, was it 2021 or 2022 August? I can't quite remember at this point.
Post-COVID, in other words.
Well, post-COVID,
came back. Right, okay.
Yeah, and for the first few months, they didn't have any Magic Keys at all. I believe they started selling, I thought it was August 2021. But I could be wrong on my dates there. Erika, do you think this is an attempt to increase sales of Magic Keys? Do they feel that bookings are going to be low this holiday season, and that's why they've restarted right before? Again, I've never seen this before.
Maybe they're hoping people will spend more in the parks by giving them that. I don't want to say a freebie, but I know as a pass holder, I don't mind spending more in the parks when my entry is already taken care of for a year. So when I do go, I eat more, I buy more treats, then I will probably buy more souvenirs.
I'm going to suggest that you're an anomaly, and here's why. If people are going on a regular basis, let's say, I don't know, once a month or something like that, by the time they've bought their third sweatshirt and their second popcorn bucket and whatever, they're kind of merched out for the rest of the year. And so a lot of times when people are coming regularly, they spend less per visit, especially in the latter part of their term. So I don't know. I think the sales are down and they're worried. Well, there you go. You're one of those weird people that likes to eat and shop. You strange being from another world.
That's a fair point. I don't know. I've just never really. I've been tracking annual passes pretty closely because obviously, at Disneyland, you see the attendance number right there. That annual population number is made up mostly of annual pass holders, at least before COVID, as Lou beautifully pointed out there. I believe it was 75%. It might be even higher or lower now. I'm not quite sure.
So does that wire dangling around the corner constitute bad show to you like it does me? Did you notice those wreaths over the doors either way?
Yeah. Because they're plugging them in.
Guys. Couldn't even hide
I did
them
not
better
notice
than that.
Yeah. You'll occasionally see power cables.
A river with a riverboat. What a concept.
Yes. You'll occasionally see some power cables draped over some places in order to get lights to certain places. And yes, Phantasmic is awesome. I will say that my most recent visit, which was 2 days ago actually, they had cut all the pyro from the show, like all of it. So even the cannon from the Columbia, it didn't go off. The sparklers for Mickey, nothing. There was no pyro whatsoever, only like flames on the water. And I was like, wow, that's really lame. So you had issues there. And then to make matters, I think, worse, you had C mode for Maleficent and the Columbia actually had to be pushed around the river, which
By
I've
what?
only seen one other time.
What did they use to push it?
So they have like this. They have like this little. Almost
okay.
like
I know
a
the one you
boat.
mean. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think I have some footage of it if I can find it real fast. It's I got a lot of footage.
My, what an enormous crowd is going through that tunnel. Nuts.
yes. So you can see right here. Let me see. Some Columbia there, and then if I can show you this, yeah, you see that right there. It was pretty quick. I think I got a better shot of it
I
here.
can sort of see it.
No, I
I'm gonna
didn't.
pan down, and
My-
Yeah,
you can
there you
see, and you can smell it for sure. Like this little boat that's actually pushing it
Oh.
around the river, because the Columbia is integral to Fantasmic. This show cannot run without it, so that's why they did it.
go. Oh, you're inviting them to say, "Hold my overpriced beer."
Hey, historically, they can't run it without
Hold
it.
my
but-
rum.
Yeah, hold my rum. Which, by the way, there's going to be a lot of
$25
people.
rum and a lot of fruit juice.
Well, you saw what happened over at Beacon Barrel at Walt Disney World, actually. Speaking of
Yeah.
rum, how it was postponed till reservations, that is, till August 20th. They were supposed to go live August 14th.
And apparently
And,
it screwed up the whole reservation system for everything. I mean, why does adding one venue to that system make such a problem? I don't get it.
I from their perspective, it's overwhelming demand, Lou. Oh, so many people are trying to get in here at the same time, and that might be part of it, yes. But bad IT, I think, is the
You mean
noteworthy
all of
thing.
those imported H-1B visa workers are not as good as the ones who used to be there from the good old U.S. of A.?
Yes,
Is that
yes.
possible?
I think it very much is.
One
possible,
small step
sure.
for Disney, but one giant step backward for internationalism and mankind, right?
Yeah. Let me go ahead. I think somebody's trying to get in here, and I thought I gave them the link. Apparently not, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that right
You have
now.
to give them their magic key to this show.
I have to give them the
And you
magic
better do
key.
it quick because the holidays are coming and they'll be
That's a very good point. Let me see if I can do this right here. But yeah, I mean, bad IT problems right there. Hopefully they'll be able to manage the requests for magic keys when they go on sale August 26th right there. But I don't think they're going to sell out in the way that they are thinking they will.
Imagine
so.
and enchant. Not
Yes,
enchanted,
exactly.
not enchanting, just plain enchant.
And I have heard from multiple people, Lou, that people who historically have always bought their keys or renewed their keys, right? They are now looking at the value proposition of Disneyland and really reassessing for the first time almost ever in their history whether or not it's actually worth it to renew. Let me see right here.
Hey, that brings up an interesting question. Because we have said in Florida that the competition is causing people to rethink their Disney stuff. When is that Fast and Furious coaster open at Universal?
Ooh, that would have been that's going to be
When will it? It's going to be, because that would be interesting to see if that makes a nosedive in either attendance or key purchases or whatever at Disneyland.
That's true.
too.
That's a really good point, actually. That is a major addition for Universal Studios Hollywood, and one could make the argument that why would I just necessarily buy into Disneyland Resort, which isn't going to have a new attraction for 3 years probably at the very earliest, with that Avengers campus finally rising out of the ground, when I could just go over to Universal Studios Hollywood, and
Especially if I live on the north side of the greater LA area and
Sure,
am therefore
sure.
more proximate to it.
Let's go ahead and get on a couple of people. One of them can definitely speak from a Southern California perspective, but also another one from a tourist perspective, as he occasionally makes his way into these parks on both coasts. It is one, the only Nolan Thunder, and the amazing returning from a long hiatus, Mary Place 28. Hello there, Bob.
Oh,
What's slapping everybody?
I finally got in.
Yeah, sorry about that, Bob. Do apologize about that. I
Why did you lock us out, Vash?
I was
I
not
know.
trying to lock
I know.
out anybody,
I've been
Nolan.
trying to
You're
get
You
just
have to
kind
show
of
your plastic key, Nolan. Don't you know that by now?
That's true. That's true. We got to get your plastic key for sure. Okay, now I finally had the chat up. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here, but the YouTube I know was having problems earlier.
Every time I see pictures of this, I think to myself, so they're in Orlando and they're saying, no. We don't want to rebuild the last thing we did that was great like this. We want to tear out a whole river and start over again. Yeah, that'll work.
I will never understand it, Lou. Never understand it. But Bob, we were speaking offline about a particular change in the operations of a particular attraction at Disneyland, that being Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I know what you're talking about because, well, I was there. That was the very last ride of the night, actually, over there at the Disneyland Resort that I visited on Saturday. And I remember the gal saying you can't have anything in your hands that includes phones. I thought, wow, they've never made that announcement anywhere. And I mean, you go on, Guardians of the Galaxy and
So you put it in your pocket, and when the ride starts, you take it out. They really think that's going to stop people?
I mean, they have cameras, so conceivably they could actually stop the ride midway. But it would definitely be something. I was very surprised to hear that announcement. Like I said, never heard it in any attraction ever. Are you at liberty to discuss what might have been the case or your experience with it? Again, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, what's being said by cast members right now is that someone dropped their phone, and so they're not allowing anyone to, take their phones on the ride. But the funny thing is that people drop their phones and their hats on Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's all the time. They're not taking away from Rise of the Resistance; they're only taking away from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. There's another rumor, and I can't talk about that one because I can't justify that one.
That's fine.
As to what might have happened, and we can talk about it offline. But yeah, it was really shocking to hear that. And I had some friends that went there on Saturday and were trying to do it, and many of them were told, "Oh, you can't use your phone." So they just said, "Can I please exit?" And they, quickly exited the queue. But it's really unfortunate because this is a great ride. A lot of my viewers love watching or going on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And so
Sure.
Me and Theme Park Casual and Courtney, California are kind of like, and our other friends are just like, whoa, wait, we can't go on this with our phones anymore, even with a gimbal? I mean, that we're holding on to pretty tight, but yeah, it's really unfortunate. So I don't know if this is a temporary thing. I'm hoping it is, or maybe it's something that they're just trying out. But that's not the only ride where they're not letting people ride in certain areas now, because the monorail is also off limits to the front and the back cones. So you cannot ride in the front or the back anymore.
Really?
Any passengers ride anymore? Nope. No explanation has been given. Again, we can talk offline about that one as well. But unfortunately, no one's allowed in the front or the back anymore. And this is something they just started. And literally, it seems like they just started both of these like like the same day or days within each other. So it's crazy.
They do all this stupid stuff all the time, and it's super annoying. It's ridiculous where the operations for something like the monorail will change on a dime based on a variety of conditions or factors. At least at Disneyland, at Walt Disney World, you used to be able to ride in the cones and the nose and the end there, but unfortunately they have a strict policy of letting nobody in there because of the accident that occurred some years back. So I can kind of understand it from that perspective, but for Disneyland, that's such a big time thing, and not having that. Not being able to actually ride in the kind of the monorail right there. That's really sad. Very, very sad indeed. But yeah, this Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway thing. I mean, look, if it is to improve the operations of this attraction, that's one thing, right? But I suspect it might be something else, and hopefully it is temporary, like you said, Bob, and we can get this back online here, because you can see this beautiful footage right here provided by, I believe, a combination of myself and Marvin Montanaro. Obviously, there is a basically an exact duplicate over there at Walt Disney World, and I'm glad I have this footage because apparently it's going to be the last I can get for some period of time. That's a shame, though. That's no
and
good.
It's unless it's, I mean, genuinely a safety thing. It's silly because the footage is out there. Everybody knows what's in there.
Right.
I mean, it's like personally, as a tourist, whatever. When I'm in Paris, I don't take any pictures of the Eiffel Tower. Why? Because 5 zillion people have done that already. In other words, unless I can put a family member or something personal into a shot, just shooting a thing to have a picture of a thing is you can't beat 5,000 postcard makers. You know what I mean? So
Right.
with the online equivalent of that being, here's the coverage of the complete ride when it's not brand new and everybody's interested. It's been done. So I don't know. That's just my crazy value system working. What do I know?
There you go. And Nolan, I'm sure you're well aware of certain regional amusement parks or regional theme parks having strict restrictions on coasters and so forth. And in that case, it's like, okay, I get it, right? You don't want something, flying out and hitting somebody else. I mean, that literally happened when we were, I think you were there, right? We rode Lightning Rod together at Dollywood, in which somebody had a phone and it fell out of the gentleman's hand. I believe hit somebody else later on in the train.
Actually, it was actually I think it was a teenager actually, and I actually called over to the staff, I think a bit, to get that kid checked out. Thankfully, I think it was okay, but people really have to be careful with that sort of thing. I'm pretty sure I've said this story on the show before, but I remember this one trip, we were making our way over to Cedar Point, and we were about to go on Magnum XL, and they literally stopped the train mid-hill, and this one dude basically gave that stern dad talk to one of this younger girls on the train. Basically, he's like, hey, you know what this is? Phone right here? People could die if it hits them at a high projectile, speed. It's very dangerous when that happens. And I don't think people really realize, because phones have just become such an integral part of our society. I remember one time I was making my way to Disney World. This was back pre-shutdowns, and there was a teenage girl, and she lost her phone. It fell between some of the creases of the Haunted Mansion, and she was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Because nowadays, it's not just a phone of these people. It's literally the difference of how you're going to be socially accepted amongst other people in your age range. You can reject it, but you're going to be seen as an outsider. So I don't think people understand the sense of security. And Disney, with how wishy-washy they've been over the years when it comes to phone policies, I really don't think this is going to be as strict as, what we're anticipating here. Because the reality is Disney is very bad about, kind of conforming if enough people get in their face. Not from their most loyal fans, but the people who complain the loudest. So I really don't think they're going to bend over too far backwards because of how their rides are presented, as opposed to record-breaking coasters at an amusement park where they have to do it every time to avoid a lawsuit. I really don't know. I'm still not buying it. I'll believe it when I see it, because I'll never forget when I first went on Rock and Roller Coaster, and they didn't even check our straps before we were launched out. It was insane.
That's really, really interesting right there.
I don't remember what ride, but I seem to remember several where they literally had to come down, check yours, and push a button or step on a lever or something to approve that car and go on to the next one before the whole thing would go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People don't realize if you're going, 30, 40 miles an hour on a coaster, and your phone is therefore going at that same speed with you, if it then goes loose, it's a projectile at that speed when it hits something else that isn't moving at that same speed. So,
and I do know
they don't teach physics in school anymore. It's the school's trouble, not ours.
That's true.
So even on Incredicoaster, they don't allow gimbals, but if you have a stationary, phone holder that has a grip on it, and you have an actual leash or something
tether
around your wrist, then it's not a problem. You can ride it. Same with Goofy Sky School. So you would think that they would require something like that, maybe, so that if it does start to fall, it just stays attached to your hand. It doesn't go anywhere. Obviously, that's not foolproof. They could still, the tether could still break or whatnot, but at least it's something to prevent that from happening. So that's why it seemed, a little odd, especially since they're not doing this to Rise of Resistance.
I thought there was no recording at all.
Although I understand the physical danger aspect and therefore the insurance aspect and all the rest, it is much more upsetting to my experience as a guest to have people like those quote unquote influencers mobbing a spot and their fans than it is to have somebody using a phone on a ride. That stuff to me is just when we ran that footage of those people, I'm thinking, get the hell out of my day or pay for my ticket,
That's a really interesting story to cover, and I do agree with you that that's far more disruptive for sure. Now, obviously, if you have a flying object hitting somebody else, that's going to be disruptive for that person. But generally speaking, like Bob said, usually Disney's pretty accommodating when it comes to recording on their attractions. With a slow-moving dark ride like this, very, very strange. I did not know a credit coaster allowed you at all. I thought there was a policy. There was a policy against that in general. But wow, that's really interesting.
Wings, Goofy Sky School, and Credit Coaster, those three, you definitely need a tether with a stationary gimbal. But yeah, you can do those, and they, usually are very nice and accommodating. And look, I get, especially if you go on some of these fast rides, I'm surprised that they allow us to go on, Space Mountain and Big Thunder with our gimbals. We put it in sport mode. It's fine. I hold on to it with both hands. It's never a problem, but there's always that possibility that something could happen. So
I want to go ahead and circle back to a topic that we had covered briefly before Dylan and Bob had joined us, and I kind of wanted to get at least Bob's reaction to this, because I know you are an active Magic Key holder right now at the Disneyland Resort, and this announcement just dropped via Scott Goosen right here that Magic Keys, at least the Enchant and the Imagine, we're going to go back on sale August 26th. This is only, I think, a couple of weeks after they stopped selling them. And usually they will stop selling them in preparation for the wintertime of the holiday season, so that they can charge full freight for people who may not have a Magic Key and want to visit the Disneyland Resort at that time. What is your reaction to this? I think Erika had a really interesting point to make about this, in that this could be to encourage consumer product sales or ancillary sales when you're in the park, and just giving it outright, rather than attempting to get two bites of the apple, so to speak. But please go ahead.
Well, if you think about it, they're starting these sales on August 26th, and shortly after that, a lot more of the Imagine and Enchant keys will have openings, so they can actually make reservations in September. So I think they're trying to capitalize on that. Typically, they don't have a problem with people who have the Imagine and Enchant key coming back to the parks, and that's when things kind of go crazy. It makes me wonder if they're not selling them very well, and they decided to, hey, let's go ahead and bring it back. And because, like you said, normally they'll bring it back like around the end of October, beginning November, and they'll start selling passes again for the holiday season to try to get people to buy them. But then the problem is that, soon after they buy them, they're blocked out for a couple of weeks, depending on how much pass they have. So I think what they're trying to do is, hey, the Enchant and Imagine Key is coming back. You can make your reservations. Get your, Magic Key now so you can get it. This is going to be great. I think they're just trying to spur their sales and try to do that. And then what they'll probably do is they'll do it again. They'll take them away for a few weeks, and they'll go, hey, guess what? We're gonna sell these again right before the holidays, because that's typically what they do, is they sell them before the holidays for a few weeks, and then boom, they're gone again, or a couple months. And then wait until beginning of the year or something like that.
But that interim of the couple weeks, is that because it took them that long to figure out that they hadn't sold enough and they better sell some more, or is that all planned into the cake?
I don't know if it's something because again, typically they don't do this. Usually, they stop selling these passes much earlier before summer.
Right.
The fact that they continued to sell them was kind of shocking, but I don't think a lot of people were buying them, because if you look at the Imagine and the Enchant Key, they're really not that great, especially the Imagine Key. You can only go so many days out of the year. It's Monday through Thursday. You're really blocked out. Enchant Key is a little bit better, but not much. So I think they're trying to spur on those sales. I believe that a lot of people have canceled their Magic Keys. As I told you, I canceled my daughter's Magic Key last year. She had the Inspire, but we wanted her to focus on school and whatnot. Plus, it was getting really expensive, so it really wasn't worth it because she could only go on the weekends. But you had to buy the top tier pass in order for her to go on the weekends, and that just didn't seem to be worth it. So, I mean, it could be they're just trying to get those passes sold. They're trying to spur some sales, trying to do something different because they've been doing the same thing for the last, 3 or 4 years now, where they go, oh, hey, we're going to start selling passes in October, November, and you can buy them right now. And then they don't sell them for a while. And then they sell them again right before, around March. And then they stop selling them right before summer. So they keep doing the same thing over and over. Maybe they're trying to mix it up a little bit. But it seems to me that because the Enchant and Imagine passes are going to be available to go to the park, they're trying to spur sales by saying, hey, get your passes now because you can come back to the park. The problem is it's already going to be a nightmare once those passes are sold, because typically it's very hard to get reservations at the beginning of September to October because of the Halloween season and because those passes are allowed to come back in the park.
Fascinating. How they pull these levers, as Kirsten McCarthy used to say.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Exactly. Try to induce sales for Disneyland Resort and trying to induce sales in general for Disney parks as a whole. How they manipulate all of this stuff, I think, is endlessly fascinating to me, because you wouldn't have to do a lot of that stuff if you had a very compelling product that people wanted to see consistently. The fact that they do it reveals a lot, and when they do it, I think is even more revealing in that way.
The other thing is, in bygone years, when love them or hate them, we had a certain amount of respect for their competence in managing these things. We might have said, gee, that's strange, but they've got to have a pretty good reason. Now we say, gee, that's strange, but it was an idea somebody got when they woke up this morning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's just a general level of lack of precision and competence in the way they manage everything, and it's got to filter down to that too. It's a shame, but that's the way it is.
I would agree. Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. Some interesting things operationally that just broke as well here. Let me see if I can get this up for everybody to see. This just broke, I want to say, a couple hours ago. This by Scott Goosen here. It's 8:30 a.m. It's 12:30 a.m. my time, so about 4 hours ago. New effective today, August Cantina at Disneyland Park only offers walk-up availability with a traditional standby queue and no longer offers new reservations. Existing reservations will still be honored. This, I thought, was really surprising.
So they're starting them at the beak in the barrel, but they're cutting them here.
Correct. Yep. And that
cross country, but still, it's like, well, let's try it this way. Well, no, let's try it this way. Well, no, let's, unless they feel that everybody, since Disneyland is a much more repeat business, new same old people park, unless they feel like everybody who was going to do it has done it, and it's more bother than it's worth. Which would say something sad too.
Well, the thing is too, I mean, the reservations get taken up quick, and they do some standby stuff. But to be honest with you, it seems like it's taken way too long to get to this point. They really should have had standby, sooner. I'm still all for them letting people make reservations. The fact that they're getting rid of the reservations now it's a standby is not an issue for me, but I thought they'd still keep that.
Was it something where they were just filling in spots with a standby queue? Is that kind of how it worked?
So if they had like not a lot of reservations, they would say, okay, we're taking walk-ins, or they would, you could hit the join the wait list, and then you could go up there and join. The problem I have with Oga's Cantina, it's not big enough, and they just jam everyone into a table. I mean, whether you're sitting down or standing up, you are shoulder to shoulder with everyone, and there's not a lot of room. I'm hoping that maybe if they're just doing the standby, they will not do that as often. But I will have to wait and see, because, like you said, they're honoring. If you already have a reservation, they're already honoring it. But if you don't have a reservation, then it's all standby now, and we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping it actually lends itself to be a good thing, because really they should have been doing standby a lot sooner than now.
And you could see that queue outside of Oga's in this footage right here. Erika, I know you were trying to get in here. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, is it I don't know what like the numbers and attendance are. What it's like in Disneyland. Are they suffering with numbers, with people going into Olga's, like reservations, people spending money there?
It's always packed. I will say, I feel like people are spending less in the Cantina. Last time I went, I only had one drink, and then I left. They only allowed you to have 2 drinks at maximum. Plus, I've noticed that some of the things they used to sell, like they used to sell the teeth, the Rancor teeth that you could get the beer flight in. Those were like $80 now. They're like $59, so $60, like $20 cheaper. Also made a different material. It's all, just it's not the wooden, teeth that you would get before. Now it's like a, what is that? Like a, can't think of the material, but it's more of enamel and whatnot. It really is. It doesn't seem to be as popular. It's popular because there's tons of people still going there, but like when my friends go there and I go there, it's not like a huge big thing anymore. So maybe they're realizing that, and maybe their people aren't buying things as much. Maybe they're only going in for one drink. To be honest with you, to hear you've got two drink minimum and you only have an hour to be here, it's like, really, that's it? Sometimes they even say 45 minutes. You're like, 45 minutes, that's not much time at all. So
are they also going to eliminate the having to be out within 45 minutes to an hour? I'm just trying to wrap my head around. Like,
I was trying to get some more information from Scott.
Because they're doing that at the Beacon Barrel too, right? A limited time.
They might be, yeah.
I read that somewhere, like 45 minutes or an hour and a quarter or something like that.
And it's just snacks. They're just doing like tapas and drinks over at Beacon Barrel, or are they going to do like actual food?
It should have a
small
kitchen.
Plates.
Small plates.
Small plates.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
small plates with big prices.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if they're getting rid of the drink maximum. I'm not quite sure about that. But it is to. This goes back to the history of Olga's Cantina. Olga's Cantina was supposed to be the lounge for the restaurant. That was supposed to be the sit-down restaurant that they were going to have at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Unfortunately, they never ended up building it. And so this lounge became the kind of de facto sit-down restaurant bar combination for the entire land, and really was the first place that you could ever get alcohol outside of Club 33 in Disneyland. So a lot of people would like overrun Olga's Cantina because it was a big deal, it was a big thing. And in order to keep as many patrons in there flowing through as possible, that's why they enforced a 2-drink maximum. I'm not sure if they're going to get rid of that, but it would kind of make sense. Go ahead, Nolan.
So it's essentially the premier spot for any sort of like beverage or food within the Galaxy's Edge. Am I correct on that? So if it's the main spot and they're already, phasing out the reservation systems, could you imagine if they did this with Harry Potter at Universal? Like just being like, we don't need to do reservations anymore. We just do walk up, just because of a lack of interest. Because I feel like if they were chomping at the bit for this place, they would still be finding excuses, to either, reservations or expand or smarter systems to be able to, serve all these people. I feel like this isn't a guest satisfaction thing. I think they're just trying to make it look better. I'm not trying to sound like I'm just theorizing here, but I just couldn't never see this with like Harry Potter.
Freeze that frame. There is one other possibility. Look who's infiltrated. Do you see that logo on the wall?
Donald Duck.
No, that's a Star Trek starship with nacelles, for God's sakes.
Oh.
So it's all Kirk's fault.
That's right.
You do see Donald Duck there in that picture, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big that's the big joke right there. I will say, I think Drunk 3PO is actually in the chat. Hello there, Jay. Very awesome to see you. Check your DMs on X if you want to go ahead and jump in. But no pressure at all right right
You don't need a reservation.
Yeah, no,
no
reservations. Standby's open, so you just walk right in. I believe he did have some commentary here. I was there last week, and the amount of non-alcoholic drinks have grown. They are not cheap either. No, they are not. They are not cheap. This is a very expensive venue to get anything at all of substance, and because it doesn't have a kitchen, they've tried to add like a charcuterie board and a couple of other things, but that's one of the big problems with the venue as well.
The public knows at this point, if you want to get drunk, you go to Epcot, am I right?
Yeah, well, it is at Disneyland Resort though. If at Disneyland, if you want to get drunk, I mean, or if you want
take
a
the monorail to the
I should say
hotel.
an alcoholic beverage, either you go to DCA or at Disneyland Park, you either have to have a Club 33 reservation or Club 33 membership, I should say, or reservation for Blue Bayou, and I think. I can't remember the other venues that actually served alcohol. Bob, you probably know them better than I do.
Let's just say that when they really, really, really get it in scheme, they'll be serving Boilermakers at the corn dog cart, because that's where the money is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Jay from Drunk 3PO
Hey, how's
from
it
Park
going,
Hoppin'. What's
everybody?
going on?
Not too much. Thanks for the invite. Can you guys hear me okay?
Absolutely. You're
I'm
just
good.
fine.
Sorry, no
Yep.
camera. Sorry. Yeah, I just saying I can't speak for the California area, but I've been there 4 times the past 2 months, and the Cantina has been a walk in. There has been no interest in the Orlando area. I don't know why. And maybe because they don't want to bring their families in there because it was like primarily alcohol. So that's why maybe the increase of non-alcoholic drinks, fun drinks, whatever. I have no idea. But every time we've just walked right in.
See, that's opposite in
And
California.
they never even
It's
told me
been
to
really busy.
leave. They were just like 2 drinks, but that's all you can get is 2 drinks, and then that was it. And it wasn't crowded at all. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Oh, sorry. Go for it. Bye.
No, Bob, I think what you're going to say is it's the opposite in California, but I think that, it is more of a reflection, maybe perhaps, of the dry park aspect of Disneyland, in which you only have a certain amount of venues that you can actually get alcohol, whereas Disney's Hollywood Studios, where Galaxy's Edge is located over there in Walt Disney World, that might be a different thing. Does that have anything to do with this, do you think, Jay, or no?
There is a massive beer bar right there in Hollywood Studios that was right across from Muppet Vision that a lot of people stop. You can get beer flights and all kinds of alcohol. So that's not as expensive. Plus, they serve an amazing pretzel that I really love at that one,
Right.
one place.
Come for the
alcohol in
beer, stay for
Orlando-
the pretzel.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, alcohol flows very everywhere here in the Orlando park. So you can get alcohol at any park, anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you
And
guys
Let
are,
your booze flow like a mountain.
Oh man,
stream.
it's everywhere.
well,
It's
yeah,
everywhere.
you guys got spiked blue milk there, which we don't
Yeah,
have.
that's right.
And
Oh gosh, are you serious?
Yeah,
they do.
It doesn't
It
help.
makes it better.
Hey,
Oh.
not the magnesia cocktail.
Never mind.
That's just oh god, yeah. So gross.
Yeah, and then of course, Epcot
Someone's getting
is
a
the
bad
adult
Yelp
park.
review now.
Everybody drinks at Epcot. They have
Yeah.
like one of the more popular shirts you'll see at Epcot is "I'm drinking around the world." Disney does not sell that one, but people love to buy that one. So,
That might,
you
that
know,
might
and you know
play
what
into
they're
it.
doing now? I don't know if you guys know this. In Orlando, they are naming some of the drinks in Epcot after some of the more popular theme park vloggers, such as Paging Mr. Morrow. He has a tequila drink that you can get in Epcot as well as some others. So if you're a popular Orlando vlogger for theme parks, maybe you'll get a drink named after you. Vosh, what would your drink be? What would you name your drink? That was
Oh, it'd be the Stampede.
there you go.
That'd be it right there. Yeah.
Wow, you really
Vosh
thought
is
about this
big
one, huh?
step. There it is, right there.
Just it'd be understated right there. But if you know the reference, you get the joke and you understand it. So, but that's fantastic. No,
Well, Bob, Jack Daniels has a new blackberry booze that could go with Berry Place. Berry Place Lynchburg, we'll call it.
So does Old Smoky. They have a good
Yeah.
moonshine and whiskey that goes right there.
You know what gets me? I mean, look, I've been drunk in my life ever, And if I had to choose a climate, it wouldn't be Orlando.
Well, maybe it's so hot we sweat it out, all the humidity.
I suppose.
That's how that works. That's how
But
that
there
works.
Jerry, have you ever been drunk, or does your username give it away?
It's not at the theme park. Not at the theme park.
Oh, you just got caught.
Nolan with jokes.
Definitely not at the theme park. That's for sure. But
I always think of that great Harry Chapin lyric that goes, "My brain is still a virgin, but the rest of me's well done.
That's it.
I'm just another traveler on the road to kingdom come."
But I'll tell you this much: there's more fights at the Disney World Orlando parks than there are. That ought to tell you
Lots.
something about the alcohol.
Well, it's just
Lots.
population of
Wonder
people who drink.
why.
There are more nasty drunks than there is in a population of people who don't. That's just the way it is.
Lots. Yeah.
For better or worse, there are worse places in Florida to get drunk. Ybor City being one of them.
Yeah.
Universal Studios worse because then you go on these roller coaster rides and people throw up.
Oh, that's
So-
okay.
bad.
Well, that changes. That's okay. That is not happening now.
There's a bar. There's a popular bar at the Jurassic Park area, and people just they drink and drink, and then they get on the Velocicoaster, and it's like, the
yeah.
Velocicoaster
So
is down for an hour, and you're like, why? Someone
Well,
threw
the
up.
intellectual question of this episode so far is: what would you rather get hit by on a coaster, a phone or somebody's effluvia?
Phone, thanks. Please.
As long as I didn't lose an eye, maybe a phone.
Yeah.
But
You
let's
could put
talk
your
about
eye
some
out,
coasters
right?
actually, because we just lost a coaster actually in the Orlando area. Jay, I think you know what I'm referring to right here.
By all means.
From Theme Park Insider, Universal Orlando closes its roughest roller coaster. Today is the final day to ride Hollywood Red Rocket at Universal Studios Florida. That'd be August 17th, 2025. Universal Orlando has already started working on clearing land around the coaster in preparation for building its replacement. And I'm bringing this up because I think the way they handled this, Jay, was actually super cool because they actually brought back the characters that they had created originally for this attraction and had them interact with crowds on the last day.
All right, so can you pull up Universal Studios dig at Disney? What they tweeted on this day?
Yes.
You have that one.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because so we were going there. There it is right there. We were going there to hang out. The weather was horrific. I'm about 10 minutes away from Universal. I mean, it's lightning, and it's like I'm texting the guy that we know worked there. They're like, it's the ride's not even up. It's not working. It's like it came up for like 15 minutes, and then it was down, and then it came up again, and then they are like they're trying to test it, with team members. I'm like, who's volunteering to get on the thing in the middle of a lightning storm to make sure it has a couple last rides on the last day? So then I guess they scrambled and they were like, give away all the guitar picks. We got to do something. It's the last day. This tweet is perfect. It's a glorious 12-hour finale. Florida weather. You got a minute and a half. If you don't know, it's from Muppet Vision. It's hilarious, man. This is perfect.
I love Jonas right here. Universal cares more about Disney's traditions than Disney does. And yes, they gave out guitar picks to people on the last day. I thought that was really cool as well.
Well, those were all in the gift shop. And I really feel like, and maybe they didn't, I don't know. You could buy those there, but I feel like they were like, we got to do something. All these people came for the last day. Like, just give them out. You could see where you hang them up and sell them. You see the little...
Yeah.
So it's like, I think they just grabbed them off the shelf and just handed them out because they're like, we got to do something.
Somebody a week ago said, we do have 20,000 more of these in the warehouse.
Exactly. Go
They
get
got
them
a
in the
good deal
back.
from the Chinese. So
give them out. Just give them something. Look, I appreciate the gesture, even if it was last minute right there. You have to do something with technical issues. I will say, getting the characters back, that's a
It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. And they knew their lines. These were the people that how to buckle your seatbelt and all. Yeah, there they are right there.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh man, that's got to be pretty awesome. Nolan, were you able to ride Hollywood Red Rocket while you were there actually very recently at Universal.
You know what,
Orlando Resort.
Vash? No, I wasn't. And you know, it might seem like a sad moment because the last time I tried to do it, during the daytime, the ride shut down, as per why this ride is probably being removed in the first place. But the night, I had something better to do. A much better thing to do with my time. I got to talk to the amazing Bob Berry Place 28. So,
Hey.
I was living the dream, okay?
Nice.
Bob, you better put that on your website now. Better than
I should. Excuse me. Let me record that real quick.
Get that clip. Run it.
Vash, I sent you a link.
personality
You
of
should
a
show the
heartline
viewers.
inversion. That's what you
All right, let me see here. What did you
Now,
say?
everybody tells me, I've never ridden this. I looked at it and said, yeah. But everybody tells me this was like the roughest, most uncomfortable ride at any of the major parks. Is that true?
It truly
Well,
is.
I have something to show on that because Mariah Carey famously actually promoted this ride back in the day right here. You can see this promotional video. I'm sorry, photo from 2010. But somebody did, capture her on the way out, and you can kind of see the difference right there. So,
All I
that's
want
funny.
for sciatica is you.
I had the opportunity to ride it 2 days ago, and the line was pretty. I have a fast. I declined because the last time I did it over a year ago, I thought my spine was readjusted, and I just was like,
So
yeah,
they
but it's
should
the
have just
last
renamed
time.
it
I'm
the
like,
chiropractor.
I'm not upset about it. Like it really and I'm a bigger guy, so it's just. I just like my liver where it's at. I don't need it. It is real. That first dipsy do, man. It just completely. You either get a headache or your neck is all busted up.
it's rough. It's
Yeah.
a rough
Actually,
ride.
the
you
Blue
know.
Man Group was there right next door on the other side. I looked up at it and said, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's good point there, Lou. Here we go. Here's Nolan's link right here. Universal's recent ride closures. Let's do something special for Rocket's last day. And then Disney's recent ride closures. Peace, y'all. You're out. You're gone. You're done. We're not even gonna have annual pass holders able to go on like a
Rainbow
the
connection,
Saturday.
more like rainbow disconnection, am I right?
Well, that's the weird thing,
it's
Nolan.
not easy on your spleen.
That's the weird thing about this ride is because it had a connection to the Muppets in kind of this weird way. Like, for example, Alicia Stella here, there was Rainbow Connection was one of the hidden tracks available at a certain point for this attraction. What? So it's like, it's just... And then I think Moving Right Along was another track that was featured on this. So it's had Muppets connections before, but I like Universal kind of memorializing it in this way. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a shame.
What a rough
I
year.
know a lot of people. I think they all went this week, but we've got a pretty nasty hurricane that's like it's not going to hit Florida, but Hurricane Aaron. That's just we're just getting pounded with thunderstorms every single day. So, because I've been trying to get there to film the Halloween Horror Night stuff they got set up, and it's just like, all right, let's go, and it's like, nah, you're not, unless you want to get struck by lightning. So I'm like, yeah, I'll wait.
That's no good.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
right
wait.
there.
I'm okay.
Yeah, all those gigawatts may sound good, but when they're going through you, it's not so good, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
1.21 gigawatts right through you, right there.
Did you talk about Did you guys talk about the rumors? That's what's coming.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into it yet.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of rumors. So what? There's, I think, 3 out there right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. I've heard some talk of Back to the Future, although I think that's pretty low. And Fast and the Furious. And the only reason Fast and Furious is on the table again is because, well, I think Universal Studios understands that it's going to be a real hit out there in Hollywood, that being Hollywood Drift. So it's like, do we just have Intamin create us a
But with
kind
the
of a
same
semi-replica
cars.
for here? Yeah. And we just double our assets, and now we have this amazing Fast and Furious coaster on both coasts, and maybe that alleviates the need for a Fast and Furious attraction in the form of supercharged. So that's kind of where I've seen some rumors, but Jay, do you have any information you have to share or additional rumors?
The only thing is that they were that everything that I hear is that they're really going to lean into the New York vibe because Jimmy Fallon's right there, Escape from New York.
I see.
Set up like New York. Ghostbusters would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do the same type of roller coaster that kind of is very, thin like that could fit in that spot. But
the things I've seen show two different buildings, right? So it goes indoors at some point.
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
Now, Jay, you're saying that it might be themed to New York. Please tell me they're not going to pull like a steel curtain in Pennsylvania and theme it to the New York Jets, because I think I'd rather choose death.
I don't know. But want to know what rumors really starting to pick up is the fact that they're going to bring Back to the Future over by Simpsons.
Really?
That one is heating up amongst the employees. I guess I'd have to say that one is heating up.
Please.
Originally, it was like Pokemon, and then it was like, well, we might move Pokemon over to where that one area that before you walk into Hogsmeade, I don't even know what you call that area.
Poseidon?
Yeah, where Poseidon is and Mythos and all that, like that land that they don't know what to do with. That
That's
Pokemon might go over there, and then they bring Back to the Future stuff, and make that, because they did the movie parade that has been a fantastic hit.
Yes.
With Back to the Future,
great.
Jurassic Park, Jaws, E.T. Everybody loves that parade. And then they did over in California the Back to the Future night, which all I heard was amazing things. So
absolutely,
it's like it seems like
awesome.
Universal listens a little bit more than Disney. And
No,
like, if this is
really?
what people want, like, what are we doing? We already own this, and let's just, the ride could probably just be clipped back in if they wanted to.
Can
I'm
confirm,
assuming.
like, the Back to the Future stuff at FanFest over in Cali earlier this year was some of the greatest things I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been to a lot of theme parks, amusement parks, whatever have you. It felt like an immersive thing that you could just walk up into like a video game. It didn't feel staged. It felt very natural and free flow, a lot of improv. And it really showed, one key thing I noticed was how it wasn't just people who grew up with Back to the Future back in the 80s. A lot of brands are like, oh, we need to make a remake or a reboot or a sequel to keep it relevant with the current people. But there were a variety of ages there and just people having fun. I think it shows that the franchise really is evergreen right now. And this might be the perfect opportunity to capitalize with bringing that ride back.
Well, and especially since they're going to obviously put it into the UK.
I hope.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. Yeah, I can. I mean, I side
I
with Nolan
bank
right
on it.
here. I side with Nolan. The FanFest nights at Universal Studios Hollywood, featuring Back to the Future, absolutely incredible. The vibe, who was there, who it appealed to. I mean, you just had all kinds of generations and demographics and so forth. So I think it is kind of this mass appeal thing. If they wanted to, it would be easier to do it at Orlando than it would be in Hollywood. From what I understand, the ride building at Hollywood, because it's made on the side of a mountain, it is at its service life, from what I understand. So no more going back in there, which is unfortunate. But for Universal as a whole, bringing back to the Future, I think makes a lot of sense. And I'd be super hopeful. And we have theme park wizard chiming in here. It's Fast and the Furious. You'll see.
Hey, probably.
That's the strongest thing I've heard. But hey, I like to keep an open mind as well, Wizard.
What will they do with that other
knows?
Fast and Furious ride? Just quietly close the door
Yeah.
and pretend it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes,
That's they
I
did
don't
No,
not
know.
did.
they'll turn it into the haunted Ed Sullivan Theater.
There you go.
Oh, that's an interesting.
I'll
idea.
take it. Whatever's there now is a disgrace. It's terrible.
Yeah, for sure. But Wizard knows. So there you go. And then Ghostbusters will have a meet and greet with a restored firehouse. That'd be cool. That would be, I would advocate for the Back to Future. I'm sorry, a Ghostbusters attraction myself. But hey, a meet and greet is usually a stepping stone to bigger things. So that's really cool. And last but not least, Back to the Future will replace Supercharged. I've heard that rumor as well. So there you go. But I always appreciate everybody's commentary on this. And Jay, I know you go to these parks a lot more frequently than I do, at least the Orlando parks. So I know your ear is always on the ground, listening for what could come out of there. Very, very cool.
You know what's interesting? Universal has they have a lot going on because they've already filed permits for some kind of extension over at Epic. Epic has not opened up annual pass holders, and they've been like booked out, and they're almost completely booked out for December and parts of November without annual pass, without locals coming, just people straight up buying tickets. And they haven't really discussed any plans for Halloween Horror Night, like any type of thing like that over at Epic. And yet people it's coming and they already have places. It looks like, according to drone shots that we see all the time, that they're getting ready to start construction, like really, like maybe after this year, to just start to, I don't know what. I mean, people say Zelda, but I mean, it's like they have got I feel like they smell blood in the water when it comes to Disney, at least here in Orlando.
Right.
And they're just like, half of Magic Kingdom is going to be shut down. It looks terrible. The thing drained over there, all the algae and everything looks gross. I mean,
Jay, I said on an earlier show where we showed all that glop, I said, if this was at Epic, people would say, oh, they are going to do the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's true. You know what? Some of the pictures, and I hope to get them next week, but there's actually I'm trying to find them now. Like there's like dead fish, like around that, just kind of like around like Tom Sawyer, just laying there. It's like, it's just gross, you know? It's like, what are you doing? This Magic Kingdom, you know, like at least cover it up or something.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
And so it's like there's that, and so Universal's kind of like, let's just get this done. And you know what SeaWorld has come out and done? They go, hey, our attendance is up over here at SeaWorld. We'd like to thank Epic Universe.
Absolutely.
It's like they understand what's going on. They're just like, we want to thank you, Epic Universe, for giving us more business. Because people spend a day at Epic and they're like, hey, we got a couple more days. What should we do? Let's go over to SeaWorld. There is a weird thing that could happen in Orlando where certain staffers have said, don't be surprised if Orlando offers a Florida ticket where you can go to Legoland, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Epic Universe, some kind of Florida ticket that doesn't include Disney, but includes everything else.
Wow.
Where everybody can win. And that's also going to coexist with the new train system that could be coming up in the next few years. The Brightline system that comes up to Universal. That's going to be insane if that's true.
Although it is worth noting that Brightline, the company, is in some financial deep stuff because apparently they borrowed a lot of money that they haven't paid back on time. So we'll see what happens with that.
Great. The government will take it over and it'll go downhill.
No.
I have so many questions now about that. Like, if it comes to fruition at all, how you're talking different theme park companies coming together for this Florida ticket. So
yeah,
who, in terms of like profits and who gets the credit, and is it like they just have a little secret meeting, just exclude Disney because they're jerks? So
does it have like one of those secret?
There's the number that matters. Look at that.
And
they don't mean $2 billion in Epic Universe itself. They mean bringing people to Orlando instead of Disney World and spreading it out over that whole area.
If you come to Orlando, especially years back, they had these booths where you could go before you get to the park to buy theme park tickets, and they sold unique packages like that. These travel agents that were there,
Oh,
So
okay, like those
like you could go
tourist
there
booths?
and get so you could
They
get
have them at when you come into Florida from Georgia. I was just there a week or so ago.
yeah, you can
And
buy
they sell packages, but they always used to advertise discount Disney tickets, and that's all the
Correct.
signs said. Now they mention Epic Universe.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's something like that. We also here in Orlando, a lot of people don't know we have this special trolley system. If you've been here, you might have seen it, where it could take you to all the parks. If you buy a day pass or a week pass, you can just hop on the trolley. It can drop you off at all the hot spots in Orlando, including theme parks and Disney Springs and all that, just for if you just want to get around. A lot of people don't realize that. I hope one day to do a video. I'm trying to get my brother where we just buy a ticket and just get on it all day and record it and show where you can go. And it's not that expensive either. So if they all coordinate and come together, that'd be a heck of a package. You know?
Yeah.
I can see that package happening with everybody but Universal.
Mm.
And it would still help everybody else. But I mean, it would be if you don't think Universal is a full week, here's what you do the other 2 days, you know?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
But either way, you'd stay up there, not down at Disney.
That's a great point. I can definitely see them doing something like that. Man, it's just
And it would encourage a lot of that property that's sleazy motel to get renovated and turned into something decent for families. Up there on International Drive. Ha ha.
Yeah, don't go to 192 hotels.
Uh-oh. That's no good.
Vosh, you have not been to Epic yet, right, Vosh?
I have not been.
When are we going, man? When are we going?
I always plan to go later on in the year, but now it's starting to stack up. So I do plan to get out there very, very soon. But as soon as I know when I'm going, Jay, you're the first person I'm calling. So I tell you what,
Halloween Horror Nights.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of epic news, Cannon Barnes actually sent us this information right here, and I've been wanting to feature it on That Park Place. Unfortunately, there have been such a litany of stories right there that have taken precedent. I haven't got a chance to, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the next Morning Magic here. But if you look at this right here, apparently Cannon was he was notified that. I guess they're testing out park-to-park passes that include Epic Universe as part of that as part of the ticket, which previously park-to-park had only been limited to the existing parks, that being Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. Now this has been something that a lot of tourists, particularly UK tourists, have been waiting for, and that is park-to-park passes that include Epic Universe as part of that. And he did opt into this, and apparently, from what his experiences, it was pretty awesome. It was very cool. Worked out well, as one would obviously expect. And I think this is going to be a new round of hype, demand, and so forth. That people might be wondering. It's like, okay, has the hype declined at all? Epic Universe. I mean, it might have, but when you do something like this, in which you activate a certain, a touch point via park-to-park passes or even annual passes, then that enthusiasm gets riled up, back up again. I think this is really fascinating. Jay, any comments on this?
No.
What? Park-to-park is big. It's big, Jay. Come on.
I love you. You are.
I don't know.
You're a living embodiment of Abraham Lincoln's favorite axiom, which was, "It is better to have people think you're a fool than to open your mouth and confirm all doubt."
That is true. That is true.
Oh boy, that's fantastic, and it looks like they're widening.
I want
this.
annual passes, man. That's all I'm waiting for. When are they going to be like, get an annual pass, and then
Same here.
That's what I'm waiting for. All this other part, I'm like, I want to go back so bad, but I think it's like $210 for me to go for the day, unless I can schmooze up all my employee friends and just be like, "Are you going? You got room for? Can I be your uncle, for the day?" And it's like,
I'll be
Let's
your
go.
best buddy. Honest, I will.
Bestest pal in the whole
Oh, my
wide
goodness.
world.
I only
Well,
go with like employee. Like I have like, so I bought the ticket for Halloween Horror Nights, the frequent fear, so I can go any day. But we still don't go until we go with an employee, so we don't have to wait in lines because it's awful, man. So we're so spoiled. God forgive me.
Can I get in? I'm Taylor Swift's brother. Don't you know?
There you go.
I
Call
think.
James Comey. He'll buy you a ticket.
Oh,
He
goodness
revealed
gracious.
himself as a Swiftie, in case you didn't catch the name.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I could just. Well, Epic Universe is obviously the hottest thing in Orlando. It is Buster's business, as reported by Comcast. I think in their last quarterly earnings report, they said that they had a 20% year-over-year increase in revenue just from Epic Universe launching in their theme park division. That's massive right there. That's 20% revenue for the theme park division itself. But remember, they have they had 3 domestic parks. Now with 4, to get a 20% bump is huge. And I was even comparing the previous quarter that didn't include Epic Universe, and it was a 25% bump in revenue. So just absolutely massive increases across the board. Epic Universe is definitely delivering on all fronts. So at this point, I can understand why they haven't included it in annual passes. I mean, if people are willing to pay full freight to go in there, makes sense.
100%.
But with park hopper tickets, that's telling me, okay, like, they're going to be pulling levers
Can't
here.
be long.
I would say spring of
I was
2026.
going to say after the holidays are over and
Yep.
everything, it'll be part of the deal.
Yeah.
What will that cost?
Just like Disney, right? This
If
is,
you have to ask, your ego can't afford it.
Wow.
He's absolutely
Really?
correct. He's absolutely correct.
That's so funny.
Like, I think it's gonna be like $1,500. It's like
But I
think
keep
that's
saying
high.
with the price of Epic, when you consider it includes that Dragon show, and it includes the Cirque Arcanu show. If those were at Disney, they'd be in a separate building for $150, like Cirque du Soleil, wouldn't they? So it's like the value there, when you figure all the entire experience, is phenomenal. It really is.
It really, really is.
If I can-
Okay. Jay.
Sorry, we're talking about shows. I gotta be 100% honest. The Disney
Please.
villain show is fantastic.
Ooh.
Are you serious, Jay?
You're the
Are
one.
you for real?
I think it's one of the greatest things that they've done.
Stop it, Jay.
I'm not even
Seriously?
joking.
What?
You stop it right now.
You're not
Hey,
joking.
I'm sorry,
You're
I'm not
serious.
joking.
Did you
I-
just say
I
before you came on the
saw-
show?
Get in.
I was engaged. I was clapping. We were laughing. I couldn't believe it. And they change it like every show is different, so you don't know what you're gonna get.
Really? Did they change
I
the
didn't
villains?
know that.
So basically, with I guess not two spoilers, you get out of all the villains, 3 come out live action,
Okay.
and they do a number, and then at the very end, you vote on who was the best performer, and whoever wins, whoever gets the loudest applause, they come out and do a special thing, and then they tell you to get lost, and it's great. It's freaking
Wow.
great. So when I went, it was Corella DeVille. It was Captain Hook, who was phenomenal, and they shot cannons onto the people with smoke rings. It was unbelievable, and I have to give praise where praise is due. It was fantastic. So.
I believe you, and I trust your taste, and you're literally the only person I've heard say that.
I
Wow.
literally was the
And I'm
only
very
person.
hypercritical. I'm not a show person.
I know,
but
I know.
I was shocked how much I enjoyed it.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is really
Guess I'll
something
give it a
right here.
chance.
Hey,
when
we're
we
not an
go
echo
next.
chamber around here. We're not an echo chamber.
No.
Mm.
I'm inviting you to come.
Anybody
along
else
and share
here
your
seen it?
thoughts.
No.
I tried to
Just
go
on video.
see it, but they were only doing like cast member testing at that time. I wish
Oh,
I could have
yeah.
snuck in, but they said no.
Someone asked, "Is Jay drunk? Is Jay drunk during the show?" Jay's I'm not trolling, man. I'm not trolling. It's we went to the last time. I was just there last week. I went to the last show before Fantastic. Is that how you say it?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Which I don't like that at all, honestly. Like, I'm bored. That show is boring to me.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and kick off Jay right now.
You're sitting with 1 million people,
Oh,
and
it's boring
freaking
there
hot.
compared to
It's
Disneyland
hot,
by all
and it's
means,
like-
even without the dragon.
I didn't like it. But the villain show was great. It's like 15 minutes. You're in, you're out. You sing some songs. Everybody's clapping. It's nice and cool in there, and it's funny. And then they leave, and then that's it. Like maybe that's why I like it. Bing bang.
Absolutely amazing right
Sweet,
here.
straight, straight to the point.
Yeah. It's like and
I think the exact
to get
phrase
in
is
was
"wham bam, thank you, man."
get in was great. Like
Yeah, there's that
look
one
at
too.
this. Funny. All this time I thought Jay had taste. Why am I getting bashed for my
Oh.
opinion?
Because you're the
You
only
mess with the
person I've
dragon,
ever
you
heard
mess
this
with the
from.
heart.
Jay really liked the Walmart show. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Sorry, man. That's
Blame
all right.
me. Blame
That's all
me.
right. I thought it was great, and I think they should do more stuff like that. And that's the truth.
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked. But
There was a
James-
Walmart show.
No, I didn't.
What?
Well, it's a they're putting that show down. Juliet,
Now, the
with
Walmart show is
one-
at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, actually. Go ahead, Vash.
Juliet with the 1 British pound sterling right here. Thank you so much, Juliet, and thank you for modding. Awesome stuff right there. You've been keeping it down there, and very much appreciate that. Nolan with the $10. We appreciate all the viewers. Give Vash all the love on T3PO.
Yes.
Hey, I deserve no love. The love goes to the panel right here, to Nolan, to Erika, to Barry Place 28, to Lou Westman's Ghost, and of course Jay, Drunk 3PO. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Vash, to say that you deserve no love, I will point out to you that over a period of 20 years, Ed Sullivan had the Beatles and Topo Gigio and 43 million different acts, and they were all great. But Ed Sullivan is who we remember, the entrepreneur, the impresario. You are that to this. Therefore, you deserve some love.
Oh, well, I do appreciate that. Well, thank you.
And
so
a certain
much.
amount of derision and name calling, but that goes with the territory.
Well, I agree with that. Eric Stratton 5653 with the 777. I was going to super chat 1777, but Jay's here.
Oh no.
Jay, you owe me $10. The mom with 199. As a reminder, y'all hit that like button. Yes. Hit
Has
the like
anybody
button.
noticed all of a sudden the like button has an airplane? When you click on it, a little airplane zooms up into the sky.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
That's
and
really
it doesn't go
interesting.
down. I tried just for the heck of it. It doesn't go down on the unlike button, which is a good thing. Years ago at LAX, when you drove in, you could either go left or right for arrivals or departures, and they signified it by an ascending airplane and a descending airplane. But the one of them had landing gear and one of them didn't. And it was like, if you want to go to crashes, go this way for the descending plane. So, it was there for a long time.
That's really something right there. Boy, oh boy. Texas.
I didn't mean to cause a fuss, but I am going to go to dinner. So,
all right.
I'll see.
Jay,
Thanks for the
Wait. We have to ask a big villain's question about your dinner. Are you
Sure.
having a blooming onion?
No, sir. I'm having steak and
Because-
potatoes.
That's what the
But I
villain's
should
land
be.
sketches all
I
look
should be
like.
at the Beacon Barrel as soon as they open up. If I can get a
Really?
reservation. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Oh,
I'll
well,
give you guys all the inside scoop. I'll probably
Oh,
say I love
good.
it because I love pirates and.
subscribe to Drunk 3PO's channel right here, and subscribe
want
to
to
Park
know.
Hoppin' as well.
Park hopping
Seriously.
mostly. My channel's being changed to comic book stuff. So if you don't like comic book stuff, you probably wouldn't like it over there. But Park hopping definitely. So Vosh is amazing. You guys, a panel, always a pleasure. I love the show. I always have it up. Thanks for the invite. Sorry to cause confusion on the villain show, but
No,
you
it's
know,
not.
maybe it was the sun. Maybe I was in the sun too long that day. But I'm going back.
see.
Hey, love y'all. God bless
What
you.
a weather.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us,
so much,
Jay.
Jay.
Good to
Much
see you.
appreciate that. Awesome,
Now that
awesome
he's
stuff.
gone, can we tell us what a real tasteless? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dang.
It's a terrible show. No. Hey, if he liked it, and that's what this is all about right here.
Well, we know it was
Stone balls
created
and
for a
strikes.
certain audience. Now we know who that certain audience is. Let's put it that way.
Texas 8412 with $5. Testing Pro with let us super chat. Yeah, I know. A lot of problems on YouTube today. I don't know what's going on right there, but thank you so much for super chatting here, and it all helps us out immensely. We're gonna go ahead and go through the wind down here a little bit quicker than usual because we actually have to go over to Nolan's channel. I'm going to go ahead and let Nolan explain, but first, before we get to that, Erika, what do you got going on over there in your neck of the woods?
Not a whole lot.
Well,
I know you guys really want Halloween stuff, but I will be on Lorena's Resort Recon this Saturday, and we are going to be talking about how you can bring the theme parks into your house for Halloween. So that is my I guess you
Preferably
could say my
without
niche.
the projectile telephones and the vomiting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to check that out. That sounds awesome.
So tune into her channel this Saturday at noon Eastern, Lorena Creole, and we'll chat how, I don't know, I guess get into my head a little bit and my morbid, creepy, creative side just vomits out this time of year.
Fantastic stuff. Lorena is great stuff. But hey, definitely check out Hanging with Erika and Raph. I think it is a tremendous channel. And hey, you know what? The fall season is her season. So
Yes, it is. And I
pretty...
do want to start vlogging again. My best friend sent me a very, let's say, loving reprimand, which was much needed. So she's really got me thinking in a positive way. So I think that was the fire in my rear that I needed.
Good
So
stuff.
you turned to her and said, "Thank you. May I have another?"
Now, Lou, I know you got the genre guys going on right there.
Yeah.
What are the
just
couple of
put
the
up,
films?
Crimson Tide, I think, this week. And we just did several movies, and we've got our next dynamic duet of film noir. We're going to be doing the original, well, not the original technically, but the famous Maltese Falcon. And we're going to do Touch of Evil, which is the great show that Orson made and then had taken away from him, like so much of what he did. And most people don't know that both Zsa Zsa Gabor and Marlene Dietrich are in that movie. But we span the universe looking for great films, and we welcome your participation.
Absolutely. You can definitely check out the Genre Guys as a member exclusive on the Pro channel right there, the channel you just came from if you were watching the Pro show. And if you become a member, well, obviously it gives you a bunch of perks, but one of those being the Genre Guys hosted by Henry Table and with Lauren Connor right there. Good stuff. And, well, they come over here on the channel you're watching right now, so definitely subscribe after 90 days, or at least they should. But definitely subscribe. We're going to be getting those out real soon as everything starts coming down over here. If you notice, folks, I'm all over the place right now, and that's disrupted just a little bit. But Bob, I know you're all over the place as well. You're traveling to all kinds of theme parks in the Southern California area. You had a tremendous stream on Sunday night. I was there watching. Didn't comment, but I should have. But
Ninja watching.
I was just having such a blast watching, and I was enthralled. So please tell everybody where they can find you, and also what you got going on over there at the Park Streamers Hangout.
Sure. So you can find me at BarryPlace28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. We just had a Park Streamers last night with Sam Genoway. He's actually doing a Smithsonian talk on Wednesday, which is going to be really cool. And that Smithsonian talk is going to be amazing. It's actually called, I believe, Disney Design DNA. So if you go to SmithsonianAssociates.org and you can actually look up Disney Design DNA creating place, you'll be able to find that. He is doing this really cool lecture that he gave to Imagineers as well as previously to the Smithsonian Associates, and he's going to be doing it again. So that was our guest last night. And then tonight, me and my fam and Cordy in California, who's also one of my co-hosts for Park Streamers, we're going to be at Not Scary Farm, Nightmares Revealed. So tonight they are going to reveal the 2 new mazes, all the food and merchandise that's coming out for Not Scary Farm, which is going to begin on September 18th. And then tomorrow night, I will be at Disneyland. So will Theme Park Casual. We'll probably meet up over there. And then Sunday, I'll be back at Disneyland again. So it's a busy week, everyone.
Man, that is awesome right there. That is fantastic. I did not know you were going to Not Scary Farm. That is
7
super,
p.m.
super
tonight,
cool.
Pacific time.
Get on over there, guys. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you right now, Nolan, maybe you can go ahead and redirect somewhere if you need somewhere to do that. Well, there you go. You got that. But I'm leaving Nolan the best for last because he has something for us that we've all been waiting for. Nolan, the floor is yours.
All right. I've been hyping this thing up for weeks, months, a very, very long time.
Decades.
I checked my phone. Yeah, it feels like decades, bro. I checked my phone recently, and I wrote up on like a tablet and a little pen. I wrote up some concept art for the video, and it goes back to June 9th of 2024. So it has been a hot minute since then. The video I have been working on is for my series Lost in the Files, which talks about internet urban legends, particularly with video games, all sorts of mysterious media out there. There is an old school urban legend of an old Mario game on the Nintendo 64 called Super Mario 64, allegedly built with an experimental artificial intelligence. Apparently it was rather unstable and may have given its players seizures. It is a weird story. And it's a can of worms, but I decided to talk about this interesting mystery on my series, Lost in the Files. It's a kind of like those old UFO shows you used to see on History Channel, documentary style. I present it as a host, and even has an 80s-esque synthesizer music soundtrack, which is an original soundtrack piece. So if that kind of stuff interests you, well, please check out my premiere of the video, which is actually being redirected after the show, thanks to Vash Sky over here. It's going to start in about 3 minutes with a 2-minute countdown. So, hey, if that intrigues you, please check it out. And if you don't have time, a like goes a long way in the YouTube algorithm. Please, that helps a lot of people. So, hey, I just want to give a big thank you to the panel for letting me ramble and talk about this for weeks upon weeks on end, and especially Mr. Vash, because he's always very humble in everything he does. But I tell you, he's one of the best people I've ever met in my life, and he's an amazing host. So thank you, Vash, for the opportunity to help out the video a bit. I really appreciate you and everything.
Far too kind, Nolan. No,
It not only tells us what a great judge of people he is, Vash, because it's true. It also tells you what a limited existence he's had until he met you. But
y'all are far too kind. I just thought it was appropriate because it's like, well, Nolan, you've been hyping this up for so long on T3PO that I thought it was appropriate to redirect.
I just
everybody
hope he's wearing a trench coat like Robert Stack on that old Amazing Mystery, whatever it was. I can see
funny
him
about that
in the fog with the trench coat, very serious.
Watch to the end, bro. Watch to the end.
I will. I'm waiting eagerly to watch it entirely.
Oh, this is gonna be so good. Well, let's go ahead and get everybody over to the premiere right there. We've got a couple of minutes until until it starts right here. So I don't want to have anybody miss a second of it. So we're gonna go ahead and get over there right now. And I think this is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely subscribe to all the channels. Links to everybody is in the description, or at least it should be. And I want to go ahead and thank Jay as well for joining the show like that spontaneously. I thought that was really, really cool. So let's go ahead and get everybody over there. I would play the music, but I don't have it on this machine. Maybe I'll get it. Who knows? Let's go. We'll see you all then. Make sure you like, subscribe, all of that.
Bye, everyone.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
That one. This one.